Now we're going to look at chapter 3 of The Daughter of Time, and we're going to go through it and we're going to discuss some of the vocabulary that we can find. So, can't you find something more cheerful to look at than that thing, the midget asked next morning, referring to the Richard portrait which Grant had propped up against the pile of books on his bedside table. So when you prop something up against something else, you stand it up, and it's leaning against something else. So the Richard III portrait is standing up and it is leaning against the pile of books on his bedside table. Yeah, so he's using that pile of books to help the portrait stand up so that it doesn't sit flat on the floor. You don't find it an interesting face? Interesting? It gives me the willies. A proper dismal Desmond. So, give somebody the willies means it scares you. It gives you the creeps. I think a lot of you will know the expression, it gives me the creeps, yeah, meaning it scares me, it frightens me. And this portrait gives the midget, yeah, not a very nice thing that he calls the smaller nurse. He calls her the midget. But she says, it gives me the willies, it gives me the creeps. And so she finds the portrait slightly frightening. And she calls Richard III a proper dismal Desmond. Now, dismal means dreary or gloomy. Yeah, it's that kind of word, like gloomy, dreary, depressing. And so she calls him a depressing character, a dismal Desmond. Desmond is just a name, and here she's just using alliteration, yeah, to make her point, yeah, dismal Desmond. According to the history books, he was a man of great ability. So was Bluebeard. Yeah, no, Bluebeard is a pirate, of course. I'm not sure if you all know that, but Bluebeard is a famous pirate from history. And considerable popularity, it would seem. So was Bluebeard. A very fine soldier, too, Grant said wickedly, and waited. No Bluebeard offers? What do you want to look at that face for? Who was he, anyway? Richard III. Oh, well, I ask you. You mean that's what you expected him to look like? Exactly. Why? A murdering brute, wasn't he? You seem to know your history. Everyone knows that. He did away with his two little nephews, poor brats, had them smothered. Okay, so when you do away with somebody, you kill them. Yeah, and she is saying he killed his two little nephews. He did away with his two little nephews. So this is a phrasal verb, do away with somebody, and it might mean kill somebody, but it can also mean abolish. So if you do away with the monarchy, you abolish the monarchy. Yeah, and so it can mean abolish, but it also means kill. And she's saying that Richard III did away with his two little nephews. He killed them, poor brats. Yeah, and remember that brat works very well with spoilt, a spoilt brat. But that's not what she means here. I mean, she calls them poor brats. But a brat is often a negative word for a child. It usually is. It's usually very negative. And yeah, you very often see it collocates well with spoilt brat. And he had the princes smothered. Yeah, so when you have something done, it means that you pay somebody, usually, to do something for you. So you might have your car repaired, you might have your eyes tested, you might have your tooth extracted, something like that. But Richard III had his nephews smothered. He had them killed, because smother means suffocate somebody, usually with a pillow or something like that. But smother somebody, it's where you suffocate somebody. You kill them by suffocation. So smothered, said Grant, interested. I didn't know that. Smothered with pillows. She banged his own pillows with a fragile, vigorous fist and replaced them with speed and precision. So this nurse is a very good nurse, and she's very good at banging his pillows. She's very efficient nurse. And do notice some of this nice vocabulary. Fragile means delicate, but vigorous is energetic. And a fist is a closed hand. You usually punch somebody with a fist. So, why smothering? Why not poison? Grant inquired. Don't ask me, I didn't arrange it. Who said they were smothered? My history book at school said it. Yes, but whom was the history book quoting? Yeah, whom was the history book quoting? Quoting, it wasn't quoting anything. It was just giving facts. Who smothered them, did it say? A man called Tyrrell. Didn't you do any history at school?